Alright guys, welcome back to another Road to Platinum video. If you guys don't know how these videos work, basically I'm going to tell you guys how hard the Platinum is, how long it took me, and go over a few trophies if there's anything that I feel needs to be explained. So, I will also be giving a review of the game overall. Usually these Road to Platinum videos will include DLC reviews as well, but I don't own the DLC for this game, therefore I will not be doing a review of that. Alright, let's start with some general information about Far Cry 4. The game released on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and both PS5 and Xbox Series X via backwards compatibility. The game originally came out in 2014 and had generally okay reviews. It's a Far Cry game. They all have the same reviews basically at this point. But with that said, let's hop straight into the Platinum part of the video. So the Platinum took me approximately 26 hours to get. And I would say the only issue I really had with the Platinum was getting the skills fully leveled up, and I'll get into a faster way to do it than the way I originally started. Also the multiplayer trophies. So for the multiplayer trophies, just leave your PSN in the comments and I'll help you guys get some of these done. I'll get some of my friends to help as well, because the multiplayer in this game is just dead and horrible. So, as for the skills trophy, what I ended up doing was doing 2 heavy takedowns at one of the fortresses. I'm not entirely sure which one it was, and that would get me about 1500 or so XP, and I would do a few more miscellaneous takedowns at that actual fortress, and I would save the game and then let them kill me, and it'll respawn me with the same amount of XP I had. And that was really useful towards the end to get the last few skills. But you just basically rinse and repeat that until you're fully leveled up. And that ended up speeding up leveling quite a bit, because before I was just doing side missions. Yeah, so... Oh god, hold on. Alright, but that's literally it to talk about when it comes to the Platinum, really. Overall, I would rate the Platinum like a solid 3 out of 10 for a difficulty. It's not too hard, but it's not super easy either because of those multiplayer trophies and the multiplayer being dead. And it's hard to find people to actually do it with you. But now we're going to get into the overall review of the game. So overall, the game is like a better version of Far Cry 3. It has a very simple gameplay mechanic. It has, well, let me say this. It has every single gameplay mechanic that was introduced in Far Cry 3. And has a little bit more added to it. Not much, but a little bit. Let's get straight into the combat of the game right out of the gate. So the combat feels nice, of course, because it's Far Cry 3. It feels really well, it works well, and it has like every gun feels nice to use. There's no one gun that's better than any other in this game. And this time around, you can use so many more weapons, including every gun that was in Far Cry 3. There's even the one automatic pistol from Far Cry Blood Dragon that you're allowed to use. So there's many weapons to use, and a lot of new signature weapons that are really good, and and they're some of the only new additions, really, when it comes to actual guns and mechanics. So where was I? So when it comes to actual new combat mechanics, I believe one of the only things was doing sticky grenades, and that was through skills themselves, so there's no new additions really in combat at all. But it still does feel really great, as I said, because it is Far Cry, and Far Cry knows what they're doing when it comes to the way guns handle. Now let's get into the actual world of Far Cry 4 itself. The game takes place in an India-style place, in a made-up region called Kyrat. I think that's how you say it. The overall map of Kyrat is a good size, but I personally feel like it's not as big as Far Cry 3. It probably is bigger, in square kilometers or whatever, however people measure maps for games. But Far Cry 3 felt bigger. The map itself in this game is kind of crappy design. There's these mountains you can't. There's these mountains in the middle of the map. You can't fly over them, and there's no tunnels anywhere really to get through it. So there's only one road to get from one side of the mountain to the other, and it's super windy. It's horrible to drive. You can fly through it, but it's horrible. The mountains in the middle of the map suck so much. The aesthetic of the world and architecture of the buildings is super nice in this game. I like the designs. I think they work well with this game. Now the side content itself it's really not that good, to be honest. So for side missions, you have hostage rescues, bomb defusals, assassinations, eye for an eye, Kyrat, Fashion Week, and armed escorts. There's more than this, but these are the main ones that stand out through all the random little ones. So they're all really self-explanatory except for eye for an eye, which is where you have to kill a certain target or targets with a certain weapon. And then there's Kyrat Fashion Week, which is where you take down legendary animals to make the top tier upgrades. The only other side content that is really worth talking about is the Shangri-La missions. I ended up liking these way more than I thought I would. They had their little story in the Shangri-La world and introduced quite a few gameplay mechanics that we won't see until Far Cry Primal. And the story for Shangri-La itself was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Other than that, there's not really much to talk about with this game. The story overall is whatever. Of course, I can't get into the story because these videos are spoiler-free, but the story is nothing crazy. Now I'm just going to give you my overall score of the game because there's not much to talk about left. It's really just Far Cry 3 copy and pasted. So my final review score of the game is going to be a 5 out of 10. I think this game could have been way better, but it's a lot of just copy and paste, as I said, with an overall bland story. And the exploration just doesn't feel super great in the game because of those mountains in the middle. That's really what turned me off. But yeah. This was the Road to Platinum video. I'm sorry it was shorter than they usually are. I try to make these videos about 15 to 20 minutes. This one is 7. So, or like, probably 9. But yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this Road to Platinum video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. Stay safe out there, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.